Well. I certainly did not see that on the cards. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that in the body language of the two fighters before the fight. I had no idea that Sean Strickland could make Israel Adesanya look so ordinary, just with a high guard, walking forward with just a high guard and good reflexes. Astonishing. I'm lost for words, and that's not very helpful when you're trying to make a video. Don't know what to say, really. I didn't see it coming. Adesanya was completely nullified by what Sean Strickland was doing in there, and I can't believe I'm actually uttering these words. Sean Strickland, I always thought Sean Strickland is a good fighter, good solid fighter, underestimated kind of movement. He doesn't really bite on a lot of feints, which I thought was going to be his downfall in this fight. But Sean Strickland was not playing any games in this fight. He was completely focused. During the fight, he was walking forward. He had his guard up. He had his eyes on Adesanya. He was reacting to everything. He looked sharp. He looked fast. His jab looked pretty masterful. I loved his control of distance. His control of distance, the range, he controlled the range, he controlled the distance, and that just completely took the fight away from Adesanya. Adesanya was trying his best with a lot of different moves and a lot of feints to try and get him to bite on something, and he just wasn't going for it. And then Adesanya kind of changed and tried to play a bit of possum to try to get Strickland to come in a little bit after, eating a few shots, and that didn't work either. Strickland was onto it. He knew what Adesanya was trying to do, playing possum. He just kept the same pace, the same distance control, kept that jab, kept Adesanya on the back foot, just pressuring him. And Adesanya, in the end, a guy with bags of talent, but bags of energy and stamina, looked as if he'd just finished, a 15-round fight or something. And Sean Strickland looked like he hadn't even started. That just goes to show you can't move too much. Adesanya was moving around, but he wasn't controlling distance like the way he normally does. And that was really shocking. Great performance. There's so much to say about what Strickland did there. It just goes to show when they talk about the basics, if you get the basics and the fundamentals right, you can make a great fighter with all the flair in the world look ordinary. And this is what Floyd Mayweather and a lot of fighters who have the basics right, they don't always look flashy and amazing what they're doing, but on this occasion it was extremely effective. Like I said, his control of distance was great, his pressure was slow and methodical, he had a good high guard, he was reacting to everything in there, but not in a negative way. He was keeping the discipline, keeping the pressure on, landing that fast, hard jab. He was very focused in there. He didn't make any mistakes. Adesanya was setting a lot of traps in there that people may have missed, and Strickland didn't miss it. And he was the person who really needed to focus, and he did. There was a few times when Adesanya moved in certain directions to try and get him to follow him, and Strickland didn't. When that didn't work, like I said, he tried to play possum and lean back, hoping that Strickland would try to rush in, and then Adesanya was just waiting for the counter. He didn't bite on that. In the end, Adesanya just ran out of ideas. He kept moving, he got tired, he was getting caught by the jab, took away a lot of his energy, and he didn't have a game plan to implement that could change the course of events. He was on the back foot, he couldn't get centering. I would have liked to see him do so many. I felt it was a terrible performance by Adesanya, the worst performance I've ever seen him have, to be honest. And I say that with the greatest respect to Sean Strickland. I'm not trying to take anything away from his win. Like I said, what he did was simple, but it was very effective. But Adesanya, what he didn't make any real adjustments. When he's when Plan A didn't work, he tried Plan B. And when Plan B didn't work, that was it. He didn't try to, okay, he's not biting, let's try and outwork him. Let's mix it up. Leg kicks, let's feint, throw some kicks to the body so he can still keep his head out of range. Throw some kicks to the body, feint to the body, get those leg kicks in, calf kicks, both sides, thigh kicks, get in out of range, feint in a punch, land in a kick instead. then the other way around. He didn't do any of that. He kept trying to get him to bite on a big reaction so that he could counter. I mean, by the first, second, third, fourth round, it's not working. You have to adapt, and he did not do that. And I'm very shocked. Someone like Adesanya, whose best attributes are actually being able to adapt to things in the ring, didn't adapt. He didn't adapt at all. Like I said, he had game plan A and game plan B, and it didn't work. Where was game plan C? Like I said before, where were the leg kicks? We've seen Adesanya, when he's not quite getting what he wants, often beat up people's legs. He's got all the attributes to do it. He was a former kickboxer. He can kick for days. He didn't mix it up. Left kicking the left thigh, the right calf. I mean, it seemed as if he just couldn't handle the pressure. In the end, he should have maybe shot for a takedown. I know that's not Adesanya's game, but he said that he was well-rounded and that he could surprise him with some grappling. We didn't see any of that, and I don't know quite what to make of that, because I don't want to downplay Strickland. I think that was all to do with what Strickland was doing in there, because if Strickland would have let up in any way, I think Adesanya would have made all those changes that I mentioned. I think it was literally Strickland who didn't let him. He was pressuring him. He was very responsible. Like I said, Adesanya tried many slick things in there that people may have missed. He tried to get him to bite on a lot of feints. He tried to play possum a lot of times, leaving his chin out there a few times for Strickland to try and make a mistake so he could counter. We've seen him do it against Pereira. He tried to do it against Strickland. Strickland stayed very disciplined, very solid, kept the pressure on, kept managing the distance. Reactions were on point. The jab was on point. This is Strickland's greatest performance. He completely deserves to be champion. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. He can be a bit annoying, but I think that's part of his character, and I'm kind of excited to see a different character up there. I do like his character, to be honest. I prefer him to someone like Covington, to be honest, because Covington, to me, although he has a similar kind of brash arrogance kind of character, I prefer Strickland as a person. I think he's actually a nice guy that you could go and have a drink with, and he's just probably just a little bit of a joker. So I actually like Strickland. He's turned me into someone who wasn't sure about his character into a complete fan. I think he showed a lot of maturity as well. There was no playing games in there this time. He knew he was in with a real live dog, and he treated him like that. And so I've got nothing but respect for Strickland. Let me know what you think. Are you just as shocked as me? I'm surprised I was even able to get these words out. I didn't see him winning. I wasn't one of those people that gave him zero chance. I never said that. But I wasn't someone who thought that he could do it. He completely shocked me anyway. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'm on to the next one.
So, if you enjoyed my video, then don't be a loser and like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You know you want to.